Hello. Hey, Francesca. Just put my coffee down for a sec. I've just started a bit later because I wanted to grab a coffee. I was going to get one from Park. And then I was like, no, just make one. Let's hit the road. I need to go for a walk anyway. It's only 9 degrees here today, but it's sunny. But I've got on heaps of layers. Beanie, big puffer jacket, not a waterproof one, but still a puffer jacket, big chunky jumper. Hi, Skazy. So I thought I'd go live for a little walk because it is beautiful today, but it's cold. And I thought I'd just take you groovers with me. I mean, have a look at the day, right? Could be a, 30-degree day, really. Yeah, the sky's stunning today. So many people that complain about Tasmania being too cold don't realise that part of cold weather is we get these amazing sunrises and sunsets and stunning skies. Hey, lovable rogue, you're the reason I decided to do a live. Hey, Scout. Lovable rogue, I saw your comment at the end of my little premiere. Like, is that it? Do you know it takes like 2 hours to make those little videos? And that's after I've done the cooking. I'm good, mate. Scout, I'm really good. I'm on leave at the moment, so I've been doing what you should do on leave, and that's leaving everything. Just hanging out with people and catching up with people, and it's been really nice. Really nice. But I mean, it's not like there are a few people in my premiere before going, where have you been? But there's not really much happening on YouTube that interests me anymore anyway. I'm listening to a lot of channels, like I play channels when I'm cleaning the house and going for walks and drives and stuff like that. But, it's channels like That Chapter. It's pre-recorded stuff. Have I seen Saturn yet? Look for a bright star in the sky. I do see bright stars in the sky, and I do know that some of them are planets, but I couldn't tell you if I know for a fact if I've seen Saturn or not. I know, isn't it stunning, Scout? So I thought for the Australians in lockdown, I mean, we've got 16 million people in lockdown, which is 60% of the Australian population currently in lockdown, because the 3 states with the 3 biggest cities in the country are the ones that are locked down. So Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. And Tasmania had its first COVID case very briefly for the first time in over a year last week. Fortunately, it looks like nobody caught it of this fucker who travelled to Tasmania from Sydney, lives in a hotspot in Sydney, didn't have the correct paperwork, flies to Melbourne, and then flies from Melbourne to Launceston. And he was picked up at Launceston Airport for not having the correct paperwork and sent straight to a quarantine hotel. And he had his COVID test, and then he checked out the next day before he got his result and jumped on a plane back to Sydney. And when he got back to Sydney, he found out he's got COVID. Thanks, mate. And the prick got fined $1,000. That was it. Not now, just before dark. You'll notice that it's really bright. All right, cool. I actually, it's hard rubbish here again, and I picked up a new fire pot. I mean, I love the one I've got, but I'm a sucker for a fire pot, and I've got not 15 acres, I've got 3/4 of an acre. My sister's got 15 acres. And sometimes one fire pot's not enough if you have like a party. Yeah, total busted works too. I've only got 72% battery, but that's all right. Should get a good hour out of that. So anyway, I saw this fire pot on the side of the road, and it's one of those ones that's been made using the drum of a washing machine. And I grabbed it. And I thought, oh, I might give it. Well, I was going to keep it for me, but I might crank it and see if it's a good one or not. They usually are really good, the washing machine drum ones. But if it's a good one, I might even give it to my sister because they've got a lot of land, and some of their family members are buying old caravans and putting them up, and they've got like this little sort of caravan area for when people go to stay. Hey, Serenity B. Yeah, lockdown number 6. I know, it's like that song Mambo number 6. You poor things. Although, Tassie could have had to have gone into its first ever lockdown thanks to fuckface McGee from New South Wales. But yeah, he just got fined $1,000. It's like, wow. It's cheaper than the quarantine hotel that he was meant to spend 2 weeks in. That's $2 or $3 grand these days. And it's kind of like, wow, he's probably got fuck all money anyway. But, how about a don't ever come back kind of, you're banned from ever coming to Tasmania or something. Oh, hi, Beth. You're starting to wear masks. Oh, the ones with the washing machine drums are great, and they're pretty too, with all the holes in them. I mean, mine's beautiful. The one that my family gave me for my 50th, I love. It's a really good design, and the smoke sort of spirals up in like a little tunnel up into the sky. It's gorgeous. We don't usually get covered in smoke when you sit around the one I've got. But yeah, the washing machine drums, all the air holes are great. They get super hot, but they're pretty as well at night. They look like a starry sky. Here we go, Grievers. For those of you in lockdown, bit of time on the beach. New York's wearing masks again too. So is it taking off again in the States? I must admit I've been a little bit century focused on what's been happening in Australia because we're kind of getting, a bit bashed and battered at the moment by it. But to get bashed and battered, people have to spread it, right? Life is such a beach. I haven't seen Beth M forever. What have you been up to, Gruber? There's a lot of people on the beach, which is lovely. So there'll be quite a few people. I have to point my camera. I've got my little Keep Cup coffee cup, which is insulated, and every time I go to have the first swig out of it, I forget that it's insulated, like it's cold on the outside, but inside is piping hot. Yeah, where is Barry? Actually, interestingly, I can't see Barry anywhere. All right, the search is on. Swapping hands. Nice little reunion going on in chat. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about Summer Wells because I think 378 million channels are covering that. The drama has descended into nothing more than a cesspit of shit, really. I mean, yeah. Got a beautiful sunny day. It's only 9 degrees Celsius, but it's yummy down here on the beach. And all's right with the world. Well, not really. The world is kind of fucked up at the moment, but it's because of people, right? I hear one more person say, oh, fucking coronavirus. It's like, stop blaming the virus. The virus is actually just being a virus. And it's doing a great job because it needs to piggyback on human beings. And because human beings can't just pull their fucking finger out and be reasonable for a little while, they're making it spread. The virus would be fucked if people all did the right thing. Oh, where has our little Barry gone? Where is that fucker? It's really weird. I cannot see Barry or any other seagull. Not on the sand, not out over the water. But I'm hoping for those Aussies in lockdown, and people in lockdown the world over, if you happen to pop in and say good day, I hope this little window to the outside world makes you happy. So what's happening in the States? Is it getting a bit crazy again? Because this Delta strain's a bit of a prick. Like it's, more advanced and efficient than the last one. Way more contagious. Really messing with younger people too. The pressure is on now to get the jab. You're nervous? You're nervous about getting the jab? Look, I think that's partly because it's been given way too much negative publicity. I think that I read an article yesterday or the day before specifically on that topic, and the government's fucked up with the rollout. It's been way too slow. But there's not a lot of positive press about it because it's either people slagging off the government for not responding quickly and getting more out there, but also the negative reactions are getting a lot of airtime. And by that I include deaths. When really, if you look at percentages, the odds of getting something negative from the vaccination is minor, like it's tiny, minute. But of course, if somebody dies after getting a vaccination, then, that's in the news all the time. But where are the gazillions of people that haven't had a problem with it? Where are those stories? I mean, I feel like I live in a painting. I really do. And this part of Tasmania is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but there are other parts of Tasmania that are going to blow your tits off when I show them to you. But someone once said to me, what's it like living in Tassie? And I was like, it's like living in a painting. And friends of mine are up at Sapphire, which is this, like, one of the most expensive places in Australia you can stay. It's sort of an all-inclusive, incredible food and wine, everything included. Fancy pants resort. It's not a resort. I think they only have like 40 guests maximum or something. And yeah, one of them posted some photos today, and it's like, yep, I always say to people living in Tassie is like living in a painting, and if they want proof, have a look at your photos, Andrew, but have a look at this right now. I took Pfizer and Relieve because of Delta. Yeah, I'm getting my first Pfizer jab next Saturday night because that's how I roll. I'm a rager. I'm going to be raging next Saturday night while everyone's out at the pub and listening to music and going to dinner parties. I'm going to be getting my first Pfizer. And I'm fine with that because I understand the point of the vaccinations, but there's a lot of things happening that, again, things are being discussed and suggested to encourage people to get vaccinations because people, and I'm not sure if I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think people should get a monetary incentive. And I don't think that other people that can't get the vaccination because they're immunocompromised should be penalised if the government brings in a different set of rules for those who've been vaccinated and those who haven't. Like, if there's exclusions to that rule, then fine. But they're sort of saying, people who've had the vaccinations will have greater liberties than those who haven't. Do a small video. Well, these are my small videos. My front yard, it's pretty ugly. I feel like I should paint get a big brick wall happening right here and then just like paint a mural of like an ocean view or something. What do you reckon? Because it's pretty ugly like this. I mean, it'd be nicer for you guys to look at. maybe a bit of land and some sand and a mountain in the distance and a bluff, like a mural with, like a beach scene on it. Because this is ugly. I am sorry. And it just gets worse. There's really nowhere to look without your eyeballs being offended. Thanks, Scout. I'm trying to be discreet, but there's so many people coming along the beach now with their dogs. I kind of feel like if I just stay in this spot and let them all go past rather than them all being paranoid that they're on my screen. I have heart and lung problems. I've felt under pressure to get them because of my job. But that's the thing, Lovell Baroque. I mean, you're living proof that you can get the jab even with lung and heart problems and you're still with us, right? Where's your story on the front page of the paper? Because the thing is, they really should just be doing simple education about vaccinations and the benefit of getting one. The first thing is a vaccination will not stop you from catching COVID, but it will minimise your reaction to COVID if you catch it. Oh, like a holiday promo video. No. I don't know what that one solitary firm no means. It's crazy, okay? There's first lot of people and a dog have gone past, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more groups. What one did Scout mention? I missed it. I mean, the two that are sort of raved about the most in other parts of the world aren't in Australia. We've basically got AstraZeneca or Pfizer. There are options. Johnson & Johnson, I've heard that one's really good. Oh, now, okay. And what's the other one? Moderna. I keep wanting to call it Marina, but that's the contraceptive. But yeah, so being vaccinated won't stop you catching COVID. It's not like a promise you won't catch it. But the chances of you dying or getting ridiculously sick are reduced by being vaccinated. The herd immunity thing is kind of an irrelevant discussion at the moment because the vaccination rates are still too low in Australia. But in terms of being vaccinated and being out and about, it generally, like, you're not just getting the vaccination for your own benefit, but you're also benefiting everyone around you by having it too. This is me trying to do the positive spin. But, when you've got governments talking about monetary incentives and giving people who've been vaccinated more rights than those who haven't, that's when it starts to get a bit yuck to me. I mean, it'd be great if people would just get it, but then you've got the anti-vaxxers who, if they jump into my chat, are going to abuse the crap out of me. Bring it on. But yeah, I understand people are cautious and people want to wait. But if you're waiting because you think it's an untested vaccine and you want to see if people start growing third heads or second heads even, or tails, that's not a reason to not get it or to be worried, because this vaccination hasn't just been invented in the last 12 months. They've been around for a long time. Oh, Pfizer. You can't get the Pfizer Serenity B? You're down for AZ or AZ? I was in the AstraZeneca group and then I got booted out of it because of my age. And then I got bumped into the Pfizer group, because the government said anyone in their 50s go for Pfizer. And then I had to do that week of self-isolation after I got back from South Australia, and that was where my first clinic was. So I got booted again. And now I'm booked in for next Saturday. So, yeah. A friend of mine had some pretty bad reactions to her second Pfizer shot. But if you look online at the reactions, it's pretty common that the second shot for Pfizer is worse than the first. But with AZ, it's the first one that seems to cause more problems. But I mean, a lot of Tasmanians are also, I think, there's a lot that are already vaccinated. Like the rate's pretty good for a place that doesn't have any COVID in it. But that's also a reason why a lot of people are not in any hurry, because they're like, well, we don't even have COVID here. But last week we did. Luckily, he flew away and it looks like we're okay. But yeah, you guys have got a long wait and that's really bad. Really bad. But, you look at the figures in New South Wales at the moment, if more people were vaccinated, fewer people would be either catching it or getting it as badly. I mean, the whole point of it is so people can get back with, living, go to work and go do the shopping and all of that sort of stuff. But it won't stop you getting it. You didn't get sick with either jab? Yeah, apparently I was reading that people in their 50s have absolutely no issues with Pfizer at all. I was like, you beauty. Because I certainly had plenty of issues with AstraZeneca. Should we forage some kelp and take it home and cook it? There's dinner, everybody. Lovable Rogue, you got the AstraZeneca. Serenity B, I have to get a boil removed. Oh, ouch. So I'll ask your doctor. Yeah. What I don't get, when you go to big events, they don't check if you've been vaccinated. Really, Lovable Rogue? See, I don't know why people are going to big events. I'm quite happy to hang out down here, away from crowds. Let's sit up here for a sec. It's hard to walk and talk and drink my coffee. And it's just yummy, lush, sunny middle of the day. But yeah, thinking of it too, Serenity B, I mean, I really hope that everyone especially New South Wales, can get access to vaccines quickly, and also Victoria. Because, yeah, I mean, Lovable Road, back to what you were saying, they're going to have I thought you guys had to have like a COVID pass to book to go to things. And you had to punch in your little number. Why did Francesca say, uh-oh? Because I sat down and you're worried I'm not going to be able to get back up. I will. I'm getting a wet bum. But it's okay. I'll cope. A damp bottom. The sand is a bit damp. Just thought it'd be a bit easier to sit and drink and talk. So YouTube's pretty boring these days in the old community. I don't even get I probably get 2 notifications from channels that I used to watch, or I think there's one that I'm still subscribed to, like a clip channel. But yeah, there's so many other cool things out there to watch that are much more funner. Oh, that sounds painful, Serenity, but you poor thing. Yes, I'm going to have a damp, sandy bottom. But it's Sunday. After I finish this live, I'm going to head home and work out what I'm going to cook for dinner. I'm helping friends of mine. They're away at the moment. I'm feeding their cats. They've got 4 cats. So I went down this morning and fed them, and then I'll go back this afternoon when I go out to get some groceries. I just don't know what I feel like cooking for dinner. I'm about to start low carb, possibly keto again, and part of me feels like sort of enjoying one last pizza. Um, the wood-fired pizzas down here are delicious. Mind you, they do a gluten-free version, so you can actually get a keto-friendly one, or as keto say, like just get the pizza and scrape all the topping off and eat that. It's like, really? No. I'd rather not. Gregory Lawler, hello. Far North Queensland. Aha! No. No, quite the opposite, actually. See, this beautiful blue sunny sky is confusing Gregory Lawler. I'll give you a clue, Gregory, even though it looks like a stunning tropical day here today. I'm wearing a beanie and a puffer jacket. It's currently 9 degrees Celsius. So where do you think I might be? Good to see you, though, Gregory Lawler. Yeah, let's throw lots of yellow hearts up for Serenity B and have the boil on her back. Ouch. The deep south, yes, indeed. I nearly said VST, very southern Tasmania. It's very Tassie. It's exactly Tassie. It's 100 totally percent Tassie. It's like you can touch that sky. It looks low. It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? You guys get a panoramic view too. The water's actually a lot closer to me than it looks to you guys. Hello, Papa. Hello. Hi there. So many people on the beach. We don't like cameras here. Like, you know, when you see somebody walking around Disneyland with a camera and all these people get in front of the camera, they're like, ah, hey, you lived in Hobart for a year. Nice. Well, there's no snow on Mount Wellington at the moment, but it's a very crisp Tasmanian winter's day, but absolutely stunning. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. What line is that song? What song is that line from? It's never been so cold in Europe. Really? I don't find Tassie cold because we've got clothes and heating. The coldest I've ever been in Australia is actually in Melbourne. I got chilled to the bone when I lived there. Those buildings in the city that never get sunlight on the footpath all year round, fucking freezing. And so wet too. Like Tasmania's dry. It's a dry climate, which confuses people. But we don't get a lot of rain. Like, it's not a damp place. There are bits in the Midlands that are a bit damp, but they're, you know, the Midlands. There's mountains. You'd expect a bit of dampness. Ah, yeah, Jimi Hendrix. 17 degrees here. We're all in, 12 degrees. Half of us have got bare legs. There's a chill factor in Melbourne, Francesca. There is. And this was back when I was living there. It was back when doctors used to say, go and get in a solarium for half an hour. That'll warm up your bones. So we'd go off and lie on bloody sunbeds just to live in Melbourne without having frostbite. You wouldn't give any patients that advice now, would you? Kiss the rain. Well, my friend Marcus, who's a saxophone player in a band called Conbrio from San Francisco, They've got a song called Kiss the Sun. Yeah, Melbourne wasn't my favourite for climate. I think out of all the cities in Australia, the climate I like the most is actually Sydney. But I also love that Tassie has 4 very distinct seasons. So, like I'm really happy right now to be in a big warm puffer jacket and beanie. And in another 4 months, I'll be down here in bathers, boogie boarding, and in between those two extremes, we get all the spring flowers and we get all the autumn leaves. Like, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But I'm not cold here. I mean, I've got hydronic heating in my house and I wear clothing when I go out that's appropriate. My mum used to say there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. Yeah, Sydney, I love Sydney's climate. Although, fuck, it started to get really humid. Sydney's climate from like 10 years ago, perfect, perfect. The crazy rain that they get in the afternoon and you just get drenched. Only time I've been in snow was on Mount Wellington. Well, that's a memory for you to keep and treasure. At least you tried it. I can't believe how many people, well, I can believe how many people are down here because it's divine. It's beautiful. Like, my fingers aren't cold. Look, that chick's in a T-shirt, guys. It's 9 degrees and she's wearing a T-shirt. I mean, that's a bit silly. Like, when I say puffer jacket, I'll show you. Like, it's really cute. It's a really fine navy blue corduroy, but it's puffy, and I've got a big chunky jumper under it too, and a beanie. See, there's my pom-pom. There's a pom-pom on my beanie. That's not a pom-pom. I don't know why there's a shadow there. It's part of my headphone. They say the Gulf Stream's breaking up dramatically. Yeah, so's the Great Barrier Reef. Has been for a long time. Look at the sky. So, anyone in chat who's a true crime buff, how do you feel about the Summer Wells case? Do you think it's getting enough coverage? Dan Cave, hey Groover. Do I still follow it? Well, not really. I certainly, after my appearance on the Armchair Defectives panel, I certainly attracted a lot of unwanted attention. See, I've got my yummy boots on, my bloody boots. I've got Explorer socks, jeans. I'm rugged up, man. I'm rugged up. You sprayed your Ugg boots to go up on Mount Wellington with WD-40. Oh, my God. No. 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 You wear boots like what I've got on. You wear your blunnies up there, mate. That's what you wear. We're not in lockdown, Lovable Rogue. This live is for those who are. I'm giving them an eye to the outside world. We haven't had a COVID case in Tassie for over a year until last week when this fucker from Sydney, without paperwork, managed to get on a plane in Sydney and flew to Melbourne, got off that plane, then still without paperwork, got on a plane from Melbourne and arrived at Launceston Airport, which is in northern Tassie, and was discovered not having paperwork at Launceston. So was taken straight to a quarantine hotel. He was tested. The next day he left the hotel and flew home to Sydney, thank fuck, but didn't get his result. And then he gets to Sydney to find out that he tested positive while he was here. So, yeah, we were very lucky because so far there haven't been any cases detected. And that fucker got and a $1,000 fine. Some channels are going batshit crazy with Summer World. Yeah, I know. It's like, fuck. I went to the live tab on YouTube to see what was on, and it was just like 8 or 9 people all live talking about Summer Worlds for hours. You discovered Explorer socks. Have you still got some? 1985. I finished school in 84. I was still here for half of 85, and then I moved to America to be an exchange student for a year. Have you still got your Explorer socks? These are cool ones too. Like, they actually made pink ones because these boots, my blunnies have got the pink elastic. So yeah, the Explorer socks made a pink pair. Little Tassie blunnies, comfy, waterproof. It's never too early for a wine. Well, it probably is, but oh, that's right. You were in the Maritime College in Lonnie. I don't know anyone who went to. Well, maybe I do. If I think about it. If I think back to those days, who did I know who was at the Maritime College in 85? Because, I mean, that's my generation. Like, there would have been people that are, my year at school that started first year at the Maritime College in 85. We might have friends in common, Dan Cave. There are so many children missing. And look, don't get me wrong, I think it's great that there are channels that are doing missing children, but what makes her case, what made her case the one that lots of people have latched onto? Yeah, I saw Michael Vaughan too, but he's not getting as much coverage as as Summer is. You left school grade 9 in 73. Nice one, Gregory. Dan Cave came from Brizzy. Yeah, it would have. There's so many people that have moved to Tasmania from Brisbane, though, from Queensland. They're just finding it too humid, too hot. There's a lot of Queensland plates here while people are waiting to change over to Tassie plates on their cars. I'm freezing up. Yeah, it might be bad reception where I am. I'm good now. Well, I'm trying to keep the camera away from all these peoples. It would be a huge shock to the system. It would. I mean, the weird thing is when you're born and raised here, you think that they think the rest of the world's exactly the same. You don't. Well, I did. I didn't realise. It wasn't until I started looking at National Geographic that I learned how different the world was, really. I mean, I was still like early primary school when I started reading National Geographics. I agree, Francesca. There are so many missing kids who get no publicity. But it just seems to be YouTube, look at the drama community, for fuck's sake. I mean, they're on Groundhog Day, repeat, rinse, repeat. Same people are getting slammed. Those people are slamming back. Boring. Or no, there seem to be more people weighing in on the slamming of people. Whatever. What a miserable waste of time. You think what so many of those people could be doing, like volunteering. And they don't have to go out and volunteer. Like, you can do a lot of volunteering from home. There's a lot of online stuff you can do. Even like transcribing old documents into plain English, you can do that on your computer. You're in Tassie 82, 83. It is a different place, but all places change. Tassie's fabulous. There was an article the other day saying that Tasmania is one of the few places in the world that is perfectly suited to survive an apocalypse. I don't know if they were talking zombies or what, but oh, cool, you do panels, Gregory. Nice. Hello, Lee. It is, I can't get over it either. I do not take this place for granted. It takes my breath away every single day. I'll have to subscribe to you, Dan. Oh, not Dan, Gregory. Yeah, 2 TV channels. Bogues, no, that's only because you were in Lonnie. If you'd come to Hobart, you would have had Cascade. But that's changed. More pubs in Hobart now are Bogues pubs, and more pubs in the north. Well, actually, the north's got into a lot of the little sort of boutique breweries, as has Hobart. But back in the day when you were here, that Launceston Hobart rivalry, the north and south, there's no way you'd be seen drinking Bogues in Hobart, and they wouldn't have been seen dead drinking Cascade. I will, Gregory. I'm down for a drama-free panel. What sort of stuff do you chat about? It's nice to know there's another Aussie channel that has panels. What are your sort of main things that you do? Damn, I want a ciggy, and I brought my. I knew there was one lighter that was about to cark it. Guess which one I grabbed? I think it just gave me one last final flame. Everything and anything. Nice. I'm a bit the same. What did Francesca say? Comes here for true crime and laughter. Well, hopefully the laughter's still happening, Francesca. I want to do some crime. I do. I'm kind of almost organised to do, like, I want to write 3 episodes of the Smooth Criminal podcast before I start doing lives for that one. But I'm getting close. But what I'm going to do is, do the lives and then convert the live into an MP3 and upload it to the podcasting platform. It might sound a bit different to other podcasts. I get like a, one that's got a bit of audience participation. But I also would love an actual ongoing crime to cover, and there's just nothing that's sort of grabbing me, which is awful because I don't want any horrible crime to happen. But if an Australian Chris Watts kind of saga occurred, I'd cover it. But the problem with Australian crimes is the public aren't given access to discovery like everyone. I mean, that's one of the reasons I think, so many people got into the Watts case was just the discovery. Like, it's just unheard of here. Scout will do it for you because I think only mods can post links, Gregory. But if you let Scout know, she'll drop the link for sure. And any other links if anyone's got a channel happening at the moment or things that they're doing they'd like to promote. Or if you've seen something you like and you think everyone should be subbing to it. Yeah, we're supportive here, mate. Especially another Aussie. Like, that's pretty cool because the Aussies are a bit strange. Like, there's Doing the Dishes with Dave, who I didn't even know there was this Australian guy who claims to be an expert on a specific time frame in the Watts case. He's like, anything from the 12th of August, what was it? I've just had a blank. 2018 to the 7th of January 2019. I'm an expert on those dates. Oh, your laptop died. That's no good, Francesca. A laptop's a handy thing to have when you're in lockdown. Bugger. There was him, and then Little Summer Wells is a heartbreaker story. So many discussing, but no, it is. But what about all the other missing kids in America? I don't know. If you're a parent of a kid that was missing in America and you're bouncing around the YouTubes to see if anyone was talking about it, you could see other channels were talking about another missing child, a shitload of channels, I'd feel a bit pissed off, feel a bit bummed about that. I'd be like, hey, why isn't my kid front and centre right now? Seep Scout's on the ball, Gregory. She found it. She's linked it. Jump on there, everybody. I'd like to jump up on your panel soon, Gregory. We could chat about shit, about how being in Tasmania traumatised you and how you ruined a pair of perfectly good Ugg boots. We just know how to rug up. And we light fires in our houses. We've got, wood heaters or fireplaces. We don't just light fires. Or we have fire pots. The sun's out. It's beautiful. What are you talking about? You just didn't know how to dress when you were here. Probably bouncing around in your stubbies and singlet with your fucking can of beer, going, oh, fuck, it's cold, mate. Yeah, maybe put on some clothing. Look, you've got new subs. See? There's a lot of love that goes on around here. But, yeah, would anyone else be a bit jacked off if they had a missing kid in America? And people were like, well, lots of YouTubers cover missing children, and you jumped on there and there's like 983,000 channels talking about Summer Wells, but nobody's mentioned your little ruffian that's missing. Hey, yep, so what? How are you? I'm sitting on the beach with a coffee and a wet bum. Well, damp. I'll get up and walk in a minute. There's a lot of people walking on the beach. It's really hard to put my camera somewhere that they don't feel like they're being filmed. I knew it. Oh, look. Hello. Hello, Papa. Maybe I'll just point out the sand. It's dogs everywhere. It's cute as. There's people everywhere. I'm trying to be discreet. There you go. There's a bit of dog action. Here comes another. Everyone's going for walks after they've had lunch, I reckon. Trying to do one every second day about 10 a.m. Okay, cool. Well, I will subscribe and hit the notifications bell, and hopefully I'll catch one of your lives. And yeah, still no barrier. I think it's because there's so many dogs on the beach. So many people too. Here's another floof. Oh, look, there's a big dog coming. Uh-oh. Got a standoff. Hopefully this will end well. Big, gentle doggy. Look at that beautiful dog. I'll just move my camera again. Sunny's great. She's probably a bit pissed off that I went for a walk, but she's great, Scout. She's such a smooch. She's going to the vet this week just for like her annual checkup and shots and all that sort of stuff. I'll just put the camera on the sand for a minute. Oh my God, there's a little girl in that group. Hang on. Total thundercloud and just glaring at me. She's the glarer. She's got a white hoodie on. She's the Australian, the glarer. She glared at me, man. Do dogs sniff bums? Yeah, they do. They sniff each other's, and sometimes they put their snoot in human butts too. I know, there's dogs everywhere. There's people everywhere. But yeah, that kid was glaring. Look at you with your new subs. Smell my bum, I'm going to fart. Look at the sky, guys. Isn't it stunning? And this is one of the benefits of the colder weather is we just get these ridiculous skies and sunrises and sunsets. It's so pretty. Gregory's happy. He's got new subs. We'll all come and hang out with you. Variety is the spice of life. Fresh channel to check out. Be good. I'll give you tips on how to wear appropriate clothing. So did anyone else feel that, yeah, I knew that was the dog. I knew it wasn't you offering. Lovable rogue. Yeah, would anyone else feel a bit pissed off if they had a missing child and nobody's covering it on YouTube? Looks like this oval plastic toy with blue and white sand you could flip over. Ah, the sky. Yeah, it's a work of art. It's beautiful. So, yeah, I mean, it is a sad case and it's got a lot of people talking about it, but why? Like, hopefully the cops are doing everything they can and probably know a shitload more than anyone on YouTube does. Babbies or your bobbies. Yeah, you'd be beside yourself, your babies are your life. Yeah, exactly. You just kind of be questioning, like, what makes that one stand out from all the others? What is it? Is it, I don't know, what is it? Is it a voyeuristic, judgy sort of interest that some people have? You know, because this family lives up in the mountains and the kids are a bit grubby and mucking around in the mud and doing what country kids do. Is it an opportunity to critique how other people live? Is it, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I don't see any harm in covering her story, but what about all the other stories? There is a lot of dysfunction and it's like watching a train wreck, yes. Hey, Ozzy, you're back too. I came back because I was seeing comments right when it was ending going, is that it? And I was like, it took me 2 hours to edit that fucking video. I'll go live for everyone in lockdown. Little chat on the beach. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was alluding to too, Francesca. The judgment. Everyone's watching because they want the parents to be responsible so they can go, I knew it. I could tell. They don't deserve to be parents. You know what I mean? And then obviously the more they've dug and explored, my God, there's the girl that owns the gym that I haven't been going to for months. I'm going back tomorrow after like not going for 4 months, and my personal trainer power walking along the beach. They probably saw me and went, oh God, there's that Fruit Loop sitting up in the dunes with a beanie and she should be at the gym. She should be at the gym. I get a sense of that, yep, so what? That within America, the Southerners are often targeted for the wrong reasons. I think it's so unfair. Did they find that missing girl? Are you talking about Summer Wells as well, Ozzy? No, they haven't. Yeah, those two. What was that? Oren and Orson West. Is that their name? Run away from the gym people? I might have to. I'll be seeing them tomorrow. They'll be like, where have you been? And I was like, oh, I just, you know, I've been. After 40, yeah, God, yeah, you'd be fit as. That's hard work, Gregory, sorry. The people who are good at it are amazing when it's like a game of Tetris for them and they fit all this stuff into trucks. I'm fascinated watching good removalists packing up trucks. But I'm not interested in furniture removalists much at the moment after the ones from Sydney that spread the COVIDs as far away as South Australia. They were naughty removalists. I don't think a lot of people can listen before judging. People are very quick to judge. And, you know, yep, so what's comment too. I have noticed as an outsider that anyone sort of from the southern states do seem to get picked on. Yeah, you guys have got the best accents. I love listening to some southern channels, just having them in the background. You answer to any name, Gregory. Cool. Yeah, missing black kids do not get the same attention as white kids. Well, everyone sort of fleetingly had Oren and Orson West on their channels, and then, yeah, that was it. It's like, well, what? Yeah, I love the southern channels. I mean, even Analyzer, despite her massive fall from grace, part of her appeal was her accent. And I love like Natasha Cooper's accent. So kind of musical and there's a politeness as well. There's a lot of yes ma'ams and no ma'am, and I mean, Steel Magnolias is one of my favourite films ever. There's not a seagull on the beach. Well, actually, there might be one right up the other end. But we're not going up the other end. We're going to actually head back because I've got 37% battery, which is still enough to get back to where I'm meant to be. But hillbilly wisdom is cool. You always get, are you from Texas or Georgia? Well, see, a Texan accent's different again. That's, you know, more of a drawl, a Texan drawl. You're a sucker for Irish girls. Their accent is just downright sexy. Yeah, well, I know a very unpleasant Irish girl who gets away with so much because of her accent, but she's actually very nasty. And it pisses me off. Like, it's majorly nasty. So I get it, though. I mean, I like listening to that chapter. Mike's Irish and he's got a great accent. But sometimes people can be saying the most horrible things and they've got this accent and you focus more on the accent than what they're saying. And even in the comedy world, there are comedians in Australia who became pretty big and popular because they had an accent. Like, that was their hook. That was the thing that made them different to everyone else, but they weren't actually that good. And they weren't actually that nice. There are assholes in all mobs. YouTube's got its fair share of them. Give people a microphone and holy shit. You love Gone with the Wind and the beautiful southern accents. Yeah. There's a romantic element to the southern literature and movies and music but if Yep So What's still around, Tasmania is the most southern part of Australia. Plus we're an island separated from the mainland and we get picked on too. All the time. People have been telling me the same Tasmanian jokes since I was 5 years old. So get some new material. Majorly picked on by the mainland, and now everyone wants to move here. It's like, oh, interesting. Were we not the brunt of your lame-ass jokes for the last 40 years? And now suddenly you want to live here? One of your favourite comedians is Michael McIntyre. Yeah, I like him too. Strangely, the Yanks love our accents. I find that really strange. I think Australians sound very rough on YouTube. Bogan Central. Yeah, thank you. Gregory's backing me up. You do pack on the Taswegians? No, you're mainlanders. Main Island, North Island. We call you, or sometimes we call you the Big Island. But no, you're not the main island. You're the North Island. We love you, yep, so what? But yeah, I mean, people can pick on Tassie all they want. Have a look at it, right? Who else is alive right now showing you a view like this from their front yard? Huh? Huh? Anyone? Anyone? Beulah? Beulah? But so many people are moving here, and I pretty much suspect most of them have taken the piss out of Tasmania for a long time. And a lot of them didn't come here. Like, you know, if Gregory takes the piss out of Tassie or Dan takes the piss out of Tassie, you guys lived here. But people that have never come here that, like, crap on about how fucked up it is, it's like, they're like people who say they hate olives but they've never actually eaten one, or people who say they hate a TV show and they've never watched an episode of it. You know those people? When I was down there, it was hard to get a job because of you coming from the mainland. Yeah, it's changed a bit, mate. We got a shitload of mainlanders who live here now. But yeah, I think Australians on YouTube sound shocking. And I can't stand the sound of my voice, but I do try to sound less ochre. But some of them I'm like, oh, cringe. So I don't know why the Americans like our accents, especially when it's an Aussie who's rough as guts. And they're like, oh, and everyone in chat's going, oh my God, I love her accent. It's like, are you kidding me? Oh, you were just thinking the other day, you're like the closest to Americans more than any other people I've heard. You mean our accents? Yep, so what? I don't think we sound American at all. One thing that freaked me out when I was in Hawaii a few years ago, um, somebody said, what sort of English do you speak? We speak American English. It's like, no, we all speak English. And then I thought, well, actually, Americans have kind of totally bastardized English. So maybe it is fair that you call it American English. Just call it American. Just drop the English bit. Yeah, I agree, Gregory. Canadians are just Aussies with American accents, with there's a slight difference though. You like my voice, Francesca. Thank you, but yeah, I think we sound rough. I try really hard to not sound rough. But there are a few Aussies I'm like, oh, geez. The Queen's English. How staunch I get about Tassie. Well, someone has to. And they have got a great sense of humour, and it's very similar to ours. Like, Canadians get sarcasm. They're fluent in it too. They don't get offended. Fuck, I used to get into trouble all the time in America because of my sarcastic ways. When I was in the high school, I used to get detentions. I was like, come on, that was a really good joke. Oh, thank you, Scout. I mean, Tasmanians, we are a little bit, this is kind of South Australians too, like we say dance, we don't say dance. But I've heard a Tasmanian creator who can be as rough as guts, you know, like there's bogans everywhere. But yeah, of course I stick up for Tassie. We've been picked on for so long. It's like an automatic thing. But the thing is, it's when you live here, we all laugh because we're like, well, we've got an amazing lifestyle. We've got this amazing scenery. We've got beautiful food. Everyone seems to want to move here now, even though we have been picked on forever. The Queen's English. Plus, I have travelled and lived in a lot of other places too, and um, some of them were amazing, like Vietnam. I love. I'll defend Vietnam till the nth degree as well. Parts of Vietnam, and not necessarily their government. And hopefully, when I'm defending Tassie, though, I'm not smug. Like, we're not down here going, well, we're not in lockdown, because we're actually really worried about what's happening on the mainland. We've got a lot of friends and family that live there too. Like, we are allowed off the island from time to time to colonise in other parts of the country. Oh, you do, Ozzy? That's awesome. Yoo-hoo. That's wicked. That's great news. What are you going to do to celebrate? Gregory, I didn't know I had an accent till I was studying Italian. I had to do a 5-minute monologue and heard you, so you're horrified. I know. Well, I did breakfast radio, and I'd walk into a shop and they'd be playing the station I worked for, and it'd be a promo for the breakfast show, and I'd hear my voice and I'd walk out. But nope. Yeah, the sky's amazing, isn't it? It's pretty beautiful. There's the sun. More sky over there. And the clouds are just still. And I don't know if you can see the detail. They're sort of like ridged. It's breathtaking. There you go, Scout. I did a 360 for you. It's a huge sky. Busting to take the kids to the park. The weather's been beautiful. That'll be fun. That's very exciting news. Woohoo! Well, I hope that. See, I just got a little notification. Another creator has just gone live. I don't know why I'm still subscribed to Grey Hughes. I haven't watched him for like 2 years. But he's just gone live about Summer Wells. Proving my point. Thank you, Grey Hughes. As 4 comes around, I'm off to get my grandboy and his father. They got stuck. Oh, shit. Well, that's special too, Gregory. Yay. Congrats, Queensland. Now, hopefully with New South Wales, the figures today were less than yesterday. Hopefully they'll come back down. And Victoria, my heart goes out to you guys. But these little snap lockdowns seem to be very effective. But fuck, 6 you've had now. Sell photos of this view. Yeah, well, plenty of photographers do. Plus, there's myriad beaches like this around the island and mountains and forests and all sorts of stunning things. Maybe that should be my side hustle. It's quite funny because I do take a lot of photos down here and people say, gosh, you take amazing photos. It's like I seriously just point my camera at shit and take like my phone and hit, the button. Like it's the subject. You can't really, how can you take a bad photo of this? Like right now, click, click, click. Do you know what I mean? Like, click. Look at that. How could you not get a good photo of that? There's quite a lot of people that do drone footage down here, Gregory, and they go the whole length of the beach. Yeah, there's some beautiful drone footage. Hello, Ruth. Well, you can all take screenshots, and here you go. Take one now, Francesca. I'll line it. There you go. Right there. Oh, shit, you're on your phone. You can get a screenshot from your phone. I'll stand here for 30 more seconds. The sun's in my eye. I can't see the screen, but that's okay. Oh, Aussie, yeah, that sucks. I hope you do get to see it at 93. That's so hard. All right, if you didn't get a screenshot, it's your fault. And I'm like, oh, Barry. Found Barry. There's a dog coming, so Barry's going to fly away. It has been hard, Gregory. Look, guys, I'm about 1.5 meters. He looks like he's miles away. It's Bazza. Bazza, where the fuck is Shazza? Good to see you, bro. Where's your girl? Oh, she's down there. She's just up the beach, but you won't be able to see her. I can, but you get the panorama. Oh, see you, Baz. He's flying down to Shaz. He's serious. Oh, he's actually flying away from you. Hello. But he has. He's flown down there to where Shaz is. It has been. Oh, thank you, Scout. If you want to listen to more of Tori's voice, that no one ever, but thank you. What was I going to say? I had something to say. Bazzy, a little shit. Exactly, he is a little shit. Help me out, Groovers. My brain just went somewhere, and it was going to be interesting. Oh, look, it has been a hard year. Where's a little spot? I'll go on my little horseshoe for 1 second, then we'll head up. Well, I'll head up. I'll end this live. My little horseshoe. I'll just perch here on a tuft. What I was going to say was that tuft isn't the right sort of tuft to sit on. Hang on. I just totally, what's the word? I nearly said boned myself, but that is not what the word I was after. Look, it has been a terrible year. Last year was very difficult as well. But I still look at other parts of the world and what they've been through, and I can't stop thinking about this little 5-year-old Italian kid. I saw a video of him at Christmas time, and he was about to spend his first Christmas without 4 generations of his family around him. Every single one of them died from COVID. Like everyone. Great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, uncles, aunties, cousins, brothers, sisters, everything. All of them. And I know that it's all relative, you know. I know that everyone's got their own stuff they're going through. I mean, this year for me, I've just lost another friend, by the way. Those of you who follow my channel will be like, what the fuck? Yep, another one. One of my friends from uni, which is awful. I only caught up with her a couple of years ago at a dinner party right before she got married, and I'm so glad I did reconnect with her. I did have a brain fart. Yeah, it's very sad, Scout. And look, I know everything's relative, but I don't know why, but maybe the way I cope with things is perspective. But, you know, this year, as some of you know who follow my channel, has been another bad year for me with death. And in fact, every year since I've been on YouTube, I've lost a lot of people. But this year in particular, I mean, Being There died in December, but her funeral was in January. Then my friend Birdie, then Biscuit. Then a few weeks ago, beautiful Cherie, aged 36, of breast cancer with 2 gorgeous little kids. And then last week, my friend Nancy, who I was at uni with and who was an unbelievable human, who was an OAM. And for those of you who are not Australian, that's an Order of Australia medal. It's something that exceptional Australians are awarded, and she was an OAM. And she died. And, you know, I'm sad that they've all died, obviously. Yeah, but it's also been a good year, you know. I've had both. I've had both this year, which I'd prefer than just having a year of nothing special. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have great things and some bad things that aren't as bad as people dying, but even so. Hey, Mercedes girl, how are you? But the reality is, you know, I'm in my 50s and I mean, a lot of these, in fact, every single person I know that's died this year is younger than me. Like in terms of close friends. It's just that age. So like the Andes at the moment are up at this beautiful place called Sapphire, which is on the east coast of Tasmania. Google it, I dare you. And they go up there every year to celebrate their birthdays. They sort of treat each other to a couple of nights up there, and it's not cheap. Like it's a couple of grand a night. But included in that is never-ending best food, incredible wines. Like it's all inclusive, and you also do little You got a bolt, Gregory. Thanks for popping in, mate, and I'll sub to you when I get back to the house. And I won't be able to join you tomorrow because I'm going to be at the gym, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. Hopefully soon. More likely for me later in the week or the weekend. Oh, no, Lee. I'm sorry to see that people are... Lee, what happened? Oh, no, darling. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It does affect. It's so... I mean, you know, I've lost both of my parents and I live in absolute fear of losing a sibling, and I just hope I go first because I don't know... I don't want to know what it's like to lose a sibling. Oh, cheers, Gregory. Yeah, we'll see you soon for sure. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's good fun. But lots of love to you too, Lee. Best friends are so special and precious, and it does affect you. It's, you know, like losing parents is really sad, but you don't have the tight friendship, or most people. I mean, there are a lot of people that say their mum's their friend or their best friend or whatever, but realistically, most people, the relationship they have with their parents is parent-child, and there might be friendship mixed in, but it's not the same as your friends who you pour your heart out to. Oh, no. Oh, Lee, that's terribly sad. I'm so sorry. I had a lovely friendship with my mum and my dad, but neither of them were like my best friends. You know, the people that know everything about me, I know everything about them. We're there for each other through thick or thin. We've had incredible adventures and so many laughs, like all of that stuff that you share with your friends. Not many people share with their parents. And if you do, you know, more power to you. But that's sad as well, I think, because, you know, it's quite likely your parents are going to go before you do. And if your mum's your best friend, you lose your mum and your best friend, ouch. But in any event, lots of love to you, Lee. But yeah, so I mean, I have lost a lot of people, but I still feel that I'm living a very fortunate life in that I'm in a country, well, I'm in a place where there's been no COVID other than that recent breach for over a year. Like, I don't have any real understanding. I don't even know what it's like to go into lockdown. We had to self isolate, which is kind of the same rules as lockdown. Like, it pretty much was, except for the mask thing. We didn't have to wear masks. I only wore my first mask last month when I flew because they're compulsory in airports in Australia now. But I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I'd be happy as a pig in shit if I had to be in lockdown at home. I love being at home, hanging out with Sunny. I'd have little picnics around the fire pot. You know, all the good shit. It's lovely to see a lot of you. I haven't seen heaps of you for ages. So thank you to everyone who popped in, and thank you for those of you who subscribed to Gregory. Thank you, Scout, for being amazing with all the link dropping, and thank you for just hanging out with me. I hope this has given you a little bit of a breather from, or a bit of a break from lockdown. I hope some of you feel better for, you know, being down on the beach with me for an hour and a bit. Every day is a precious gift, and every day we have so much to be grateful for. Amen. We do, Scout. And I think one thing, as tough as this last phase of the planet's been, and to be honest, I think it's going to be an ongoing thing for a long time. I think this is the way the world is now, but I think it's brought the world together too. Everybody's missed out on stuff. Way too many people have lost people they love. There's a greater sense of global empathy, I guess. Doesn't mean there still aren't people out there that don't give a flying flip, but they were never going to give a flying flip. But, you know, I think it's brought so many people together too, and it was a horrible thing for the planet to have to go through for this to happen, but everyone's got a tough story and a sad story, and everyone's missed out on meeting new grandchildren or travelling to see their kids who live in other states or countries, all of that sort of stuff. It's a shared experience. I'm glad you found it calming, Lee. Thank you for hanging out, and I'm very sorry about your friend, but you pop in here any time because we do, as you know, just try to keep things light and happy here and supportive. And this is a very supportive channel, and I love that. I love that occasionally I'll click on a clip channel and see stuff that's going down, and I just think I'm just so lucky and blessed to have a really groovy little chat where we all just, I mean, look at all the love you've all been giving Lee and wishing Serenity B all the best with her operation, and like, it's beautiful. So on that note, thank you for all just being really lovely people. I appreciate it. So good to see you. Like, a few of you little blasts from the past. Really lovely to see you, Mercedes girl. Really lovely to see everyone. I get a bit excited when there's like, oh, we haven't seen you for a while. But take care out there. Spread some love when you can. Try and stay positive. And I'll go live again soon and we can all hang out. I normally do a Sunday night cooking live, but I haven't worked out what I want to cook yet, and I've still got to go and feed my friends' cats, and that's around the time I'd usually go live. So I'll have a think. But at the very least, I did make a cooking video today. If anyone digs blueberry pancakes, try that recipe. I've been, like, blueberry is my favourite fruit, and I have tried so many blueberry pancake recipes, and that one that I did today, nailed it. It's so good. It's ridiculous. But I love you guys. I really do. And take care out there. Be good to each other. Stay groovy, and see you again very soon.